Hey guys, it's me here, Shuda, and today I'm here with a video and we're talking about someone I really hate. The only reason I feel like talking about her because she recently popped up like on my YouTube, like suggested or whatever, and she's honestly hasn't been trending for a minute because I guess she hasn't done anything weird or outrageous like make a tape as her pretending to be someone kidnapped or touching dead octopus with her bare hands or selling her bathwater. But it was just odd because I went to go search up her Instagram and it was deleted. I don't know if it's been like that or something. I don't know. I'm not a gooner. I don't waste my time looking at people like 𝗷𝗶𝗀 𝗟𝗶. I actually hate people like Belle because she's really gross and she's really harmful to like everybody. Like especially in the community, especially on the internet. Like people like her are the reason why we can't have nice things. Because for one, all she does is like reinforce stereotypes of women and this weird hypersexualized like behavior. And it's like because she's so popular and there are 1,000 other girls who are not pretending, taking inspiration from her or being like her or doing collabs with her is also really gross. I don't know why you'd want to do a collab with someone who dresses up as a child for views and satisfaction from weird old men. I don't think that's a flex. I think it's gross, and I hate how normalized it is now. Like, why is being an OnlyFans model like the go-to thing? Why would you even want to be that? And it makes me so mad because it's like she's so gross, and because she became so big, all these other women are like, oh well, she was a young adult, she could do it, so I could do it too. So you see all these like Belle Delphine like copy and paste, and like all these people talking about it, and it's like so gross. Like, it makes me even more mad because there are guys, mainly men, online and all these online spaces who are just chronically ill. Chronically ill? All above ill. Chronically online, mentally ill, chronically ill in every single way, shape, and form. And they'll take those stereotypes and they'll take those things that Belle is like promoting and they'll apply that to like real life people. Because it isn't like Belle is like a caricature. Well, obviously she is, like she's made a persona for herself, but a lot of people, a lot of dudes don't know that. They think that that's just who she is. So whenever someone looks like her, whenever someone has that style, they go up to somebody with that style and they think like, oh, you're like Belle Delphine, like you're weird, like I can objectify you in this way, which is like really wild to say. It makes me even more mad because if Belle Delphine and people like Belle Delphine never had like a following or never got like recognized, we wouldn't have this problem. Like they literally, well, I'm not saying it wouldn't exist, but a fat chunk of it wouldn't exist. To add to her perpetuating like the sexual objectification, hello, I can't speak, you know, commentary thing is not for me. But anyway, like she didn't even first do that type of content. I guess she just was pushed to do it because like who wouldn't? You made all this money. Even though she says that she's in complete control and says that like she has complete control over it. And the only time where she actually felt bad or reaped any repercussions for being an OnlyFans model was when apparently her mom and her dad basically cut her off and stopped talking to her because they weren't proud of what she did, which to be honest, who would be? I don't think anyone would want to do that. And it's so strange to me that the women who do this, they always come out and say stuff like, oh yeah, I wouldn't want my kid to do it, so why are you doing it? You got the money, you can leave now. Like, you got $90,000, you brought a house. Like, she's practically a millionaire at this point, and you still doing it? That's what I never understand. They always say that they started off because they needed money, but it's like, how bad do you really need the money? Because you have the money now, but yet you're still fighting to be relevant, and you're still doing crazy, disgusting things to get it, which is like, did you really need to do that? Another thing that people love to say is that, oh, this is like empowerment, like she's hacking the system, like she's taking advantage of it, like she's making so much money off all these dumb men. She's not. She's literally not. She's not hacking the system. She isn't. It's not empowering. It's not an advantage. She's feeding into it, and I don't understand how people don't see that. Like, she's literally feeding in to all of these things. And it's crazy because when you point people out or when you call someone out and you're like, yeah, what you did is really gross. Yeah, dressing up as a kid, that's gross. Selling your bathwater to millions of people, that's gross. But it's like, oh, well, y'all just mad because she's smart. Y'all just mad because she's pretty. No, I'm mad because you're like setting us back a million years. That's why I'm mad. And it's like, why? You're ruining everything. There's nothing empowering about selling your Gucci online. There just isn't. What's empowering about it? How are you using the system to your advantage? You're feeding into all the weird creeps and pedophiles on the internet. Like, there's nothing about that is empowerment, especially when that's all you're known for. And you know what's crazy is the people who always like start looking, it's like, oh, well, I dropped out of school, or I needed money, but yet they never use the money for anything good. Like, you could be using that money to, I don't know, go back to school, I don't know, donate, do something, but instead they never do. And then when everyone calls them out for it, they're just like, oh, well, I have to make a living too. You make like $1 million off of OnlyFans. You could have literally just did it for 3 months, got your money and dipped, but they never want to do that. And then they'll still be like, oh, y'all just mad because she's pretty and she's making money. It's like, no. At that point, if that's what it takes to be rich, I'd rather be homeless and poor. I'd rather be begging for coins online. Matter of fact, I'd rather just be outside in a cardboard box, because why? And why is like that the first thing that people think of when they need money? Like, y'all don't want to open an Etsy account, a Depop, I don't know, a TikTok, shoot, maybe even go get a job in real life. But no, the first thing y'all turn to is OnlyFans. Like, what has the world come to? What has the world come to? And then her influence over other young girls is even crazier, because she explains like, oh, it's just so easy to make money. Like, yeah, I set it all up, like, I'm completely in control, like, I just need to stay relevant, so I just made stuff up. Which I guess in a way, I don't see how that's revolutionary or smart. Like, okay, you learned how to get attention on yourself. Literally anybody could do that. And all the men and all the people she's talking to on this podcast are just like, wow, so you orchestrated the whole thing? Wow, like, you're so smart, like, you're so good at marketing. It's like, no, she's not. She's an idiot, quite literally. And she's a gross one at that too. It's just like, it doesn't take a lot of brain power to know what's crazy and what's gonna get views. It just doesn't. And one point I want to go back to is her dressing up as a kid. I think it is very strange. It's one thing to like cutesy stuff, and it's one thing to think that it's cute, this is just your style. But if in every single explicit video I see of you, you are dressed in like a little kid like jumper, or like a swimsuit, or the fake braces, that's what's really crazy, is having fake braces to appear younger. It's just gross. Like, you could make videos looking like anything. You don't need to do this for money, but yet you're doing it anyway. And that's what makes me think she's just weird. Like outside of all her social media stuff, I think that there's just something deeply wrong with her, because what normal human being sits down and thinks to themselves, ah, yes, I'm going to dress up as a child and put in a fake retainer and fake braces and put on My Little Pony jumpsuit and roll around in slime? Like, what made you think of that? Like, what possessed you to do something like that? Like, there's something wrong up there. There's something not right. There's something, because like, what made you think of that? Or what made you think of dressing up as a young girl and being kidnapped for a roleplay video in the woods and being assaulted? What about that was appealing to you? And then her response was so dumb, because she was like, well, it's CNC and I'm a consenting adult and I'm not trying to look like a child. And it's just like, you can't even use that argument, because you look at all her other posts and it's like, you're literally wearing child's clothing. You're literally wearing children's clothing. Like, matter of fact, I probably have that same exact shirt when I was 5 that you're wearing. So it's just like, ew, can we not do that, please? So we're getting kind of to the end of the video, and the last thing I really want to touch on is her fan base, which is just mainly lonely guys who don't have any lives and who are equally just as gross. Like, even on my Sophie Rain video, there were some comments of some simps, I don't even want to say that word, of some creeps and weirdos who were like defending her actions. Like, bro, she's never gonna touch you, she's never gonna look at you, she doesn't even know you exist. It's like every guy who has a porno obsession or follows like a bunch of OnlyFans models, it's like almost like they have a parasocial relationship with that model. it's so strange, especially the way that Belle Delphine does it. She's like the one I've seen that has it the worst, where she's open to talking with her fans and like talking with her supporters. And I'm not saying you can't do that, but it's a problem when the content that you make is explicit and all of your fans are really weird, very odd, and they have a parasocial relationship with you. And then when stuff like your address gets leaked or people find out where she lived and then she had to move and all this stuff, it's like, why are you acting surprised? Why should I feel bad for you when you literally caused this to happen? I'm not saying anyone deserves to be stalked or harassed or like gone to their house and stuff like that or doxxed, but I do think that at what point do you just say to yourself, maybe I shouldn't be in this line of work, and maybe having this parasocial relationship with my fans that goes beyond parasocial, because she meets up with them, she sent them like gifts probably, and selling things like her underwear. And then last year when she pulled that stunt, selling her own sex doll, which I think I that's more outrageous. It's just like, when do you say, okay, well, I've got my $2 million, I'm gonna dip, you know? But anyway, that's enough yapping. If you don't like my opinion, um, you can burn in hell, because I don't care. And if there are any weird sims in my comments, you can also burn in hell. Matter of fact, you deserve to rot in hell. But anyways, bye guys.